Stampers, it's Lisa. I'm here with today's Facebook Live. I do a live class here every Monday at 2:30. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and my goal is to teach you guys how to make cards that might look a little more complicated that really aren't. I take ideas like this and we make them simple. And so I invite you to join me today to make this card. The Sweet Little Stockings stamp set and the coordinating dies that go with it. And that's what we're using today. So if you're out there, please let me know that you're here. I always love to see you guys comment to me and let me know that you're out there, you're watching, you enjoy today's card, and we're gonna have fun. So let's get started. So here's the card we're making, and here's our bundle. I'm gonna bring in some supplies. I have a piece of rum cake cardstock that is going to be 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that's basically an 8.5 by 11 cut in half and scored in half. And we can use it portrait or we can use it landscape. And today we're doing it landscape. Then we have a piece of designer series paper. I thought this looked a little bit like some wallpaper for our walls. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And you can do this at 4" by 5 1/4 if you want. That's totally fine. I just thought I wanted a little bit more narrow of a border. So that's going on there. And then I have a piece of smoky slate cardstock. Now this one actually has some bricks on it. And this is something I had left over from another project I had done where we used our paste. And I mixed the embossing paste with some, I think it was basic gray ink, and then put a template over it and then smeared the gray embossing paste into it and then let it dry overnight. And I'm not going to show you that because it's really messy and I already had this done and the other one needs to dry like overnight. But we do have several designer series paper that have bricks in it. The In Good Taste has several different brick patterns and even some flagstone. That would be wonderful. There's also the Bloom Where You're Planted, the one with the succulent plants, that had some brick in it as well. So if you're just looking for designer series paper with bricks, we have that. Then I have a mantle, and this one I believe is 3/4 by 4 1/2. I have our little insert, you know, where our fireplace is going to be. So that one's 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. Then I have these little pieces, and they're 1/2 inch by 1 3/4, and they're going to be our logs. But to make them look a little more realistic, what I did is I ran them through a new embossing folder called Timber, and it's going to actually give it that embossed impression, showing that they are indeed logs. And then if you're wondering how I made the little flames, that's going to be fun. I used a tulip. You know, normally we look at this and we go, oh yeah, it's a flower. We'll punch that out and we'll use it as leaves, flowers, whatever. But did you know that you can use a lot of our stamps for things other than what they're designed for? And so when I decided I wanted to make these flames, I kind of looked through what I had, and this one popped right out at me thinking that looks a lot like the top of a flame, right? So I brought in some scraps of pumpkin pie and daffodil delight, and you can see I have the adhesive sheet on the back just so they stick a little faster. And then I have some vellum that I thought that kind of looked like the smoke that goes with it. Then I have real red, garden green, and night of navy. And then I have just some white cardstock to do our little puppies. I love this stamp set in that you can use it with or without the little faces that go with it. There's a little, I guess, a chipmunk, there's a cat, and then there's a dog. And then there's even a hat you can wear, candy canes. There's all these things you can use to decorate up your stockings after you have them together. Now, like I said, you don't have to use the little pets if you don't want to, but I thought they looked really cute. So I'm using them on today's card. I'm stamping my stockings and then I'm going to die cut them out with our cut and emboss machine. But did you know that a lot of our designer series papers are designed in that you can cut out all these little pieces? So I just took a piece of the designer series paper. One side's just a kind of a generic design. The other side has our stockings. And the dies that come in this bundle actually fit the designer series paper, and we'll cut those out for you. So all you have to do is lay down the die and run it through the cut and emboss machine, and you have already pre-colored stockings. They also have a little foot. I don't have it in front of me, but we have little dies that will make the top that goes over it, and then the part for the toe and the part for the heel. So if you don't want to stamp them, but you want to cut them out of colored cardstock, there's some dies that will help you decorate that up. That's what this little piece is. The smaller piece is going to be the heel, and the larger piece is the toe. So if you want, and then this would be your cuff at the top. So if you wanted to decorate up your stockings that way, you can do that too. Lots of choices. I love when our sets are really versatile, and I think this one is. So I'm going to get started by putting on my designer series paper. Now this is just our generic designer series paper. I call it that because it comes in color families. And there's 4 designs. This is just 2 of them. There's 2 more designs, and they are sold in packs the same as our color families. So this is out of the neutrals pack. And then we also have, of course, the brights, subtles, regals, oh, and the in colors. So you can get these, and they seem to match everything, you know, rather than having to get designer series paper for each and every stamp set that you have. If you just want something in a variety of colors that will help you enhance the background but not be overpowering, those might be a really good choice. They are in our annual catalog, and sometimes they get a little lost or you don't quite understand what they are, so I wanted to point them out. They're right here on page 134, and this is shown in our new in colors. But if you look, there's down here we have, this is the pack I'm using right now. I'm using the crumb cake, and you get 40 sheets, 2 of each double-sided designs in 10 colors. So for 40 pieces of a family, you can get these. So your numbers are down here based on what color family you wanted to play with. I'm going to go ahead and put our fireplace together. And again, this is done with embossing paste and basic gray ink. And then this is basic gray, basic black. And then we'll need to do some embossing. And we're also going to die cut these out. So before I bring out the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, let's get our stamping done so we can die cut everything all at once and emboss our little logs. I'm going to use the little puppy, and I'm going to stamp that in our Memento black ink because I want to color them with our Stampin' Blends. And we want to use Memento black ink, which is a dye-based ink when playing with alcohol markers. But if we're doing anything water-based, like if we're playing with our Stampin' Write markers or the water painters, you know, the watercolor pencils, doing watercoloring, any of those things, then you want to use StazOn, which is a different black ink, and it's alcohol-based. So you want to use the opposite of what you're using for your coloring. So since I'm doing alcohol coloring, I want dye-based ink. If I'm going to do dye-based coloring, I want alcohol ink. It's a little confusing, but I do have a little chart for you that shows, that reminds you which black ink to use, and also the sizes of all of our standard layers. You know how we go down 1/4 inch for each layer? I have a chart that prints out on the same PDF that will show you both of those things. So if you want that, just let me know. I have them ready to go. We're doing 3 stockings, so I'm going to do 3 puppies. Oh, and then we need our stockings, so let me pull those out. Now I'm using photopolymer stamps, and so because of that I have some fun foam underneath. Our regular red rubber stamps have the foam like built into them, and the photopolymers do not. So for a much clearer impression, you want to put maybe our Stampin' Pierce mat or something underneath that will give it some cushion. And then if you're still having some issues that you're getting kind of blank spots in your stamps, then maybe you want to consider the Stamparatus. And that's our stamp positioning tool where you just mount it on a plate and then you can stamp and it'll keep it in exactly the same spot, so you can stamp something more than once. There's some adorable penguins that I'm going to be sharing with you soon that are in our holiday catalog, and they're a solid black. And you can stamp them and they come out black, but I like them deep, dark black. And so I always stamp those on my Stamparatus because I can stamp over and over and over again. And we know that penguins are almost always in water. They love water. And so they kind of look a little shiny and wet. So what I'm going to also do with them is take the same Stamparatus tool and use my Versamark ink and then put clear embossing powder over it. So you can stamp in the black, get it good and dark, then stamp over it with the Versamark ink, and then put your clear embossing powder, and you have black embossed. And you can also do it in black embossing powder, but I just like the idea that you could do the clear with any color we have. You can make it red, purple, blue, it doesn't matter because it's clear embossing powder. It's going to take whatever color is underneath and make it good and shiny. Bring in the cut and emboss machine. And so this is portable. It folds up and has the handle on the top. The sides will fold down. The plates are very similar to what was with the Big Shot that we used to have, in that they are, you know, your platform, your thin adapter, and then your clear plates. Only our clear plates, when they're made by Stampin' Up, we have them numbered. And so on here it's going to tell you that you need plate number 1, which is our thick one, plate number 2, which is the thin adapter, and then you have 2 number 3s with your project in the middle. So that's how I came up with my sandwich. And you can die cut as many things on there as you have the dies and the paper in the room for. So I'm going to go ahead and line these up so that I can die cut more than one. And you can eyeball these and just hope that they stay put, or you can attach them with a little bit of washi tape. That washi tape is removable. It won't destroy your cardstock, but it does allow you to tape things down so that your die does not move as it feeds through the machine. I tend to wing it a lot, and usually it works unless I'm on camera. Then of course it goes off a little bit, but for the sake of speed, we're going to go ahead and push this through as is. So here's 2 of our stockings and 1 puppy. Okay, now my die had warped a little bit. I don't know if you saw that. And so I just kind of gave it a little bit of a twist to flatten it back out again. I wouldn't push it too hard because you don't want to actually break the tin or whatever they're made out of. But if they start to warp at all, just a little bit of a bend always pops them back into shape. We also advise flipping your top one, you know, each time you feed it through to keep your plate from warping. So now we have our 3 die cuts. Now I want to emboss, and if you look at our little instructions here on the cut and emboss machine, it'll show you that for using our 3D embossing folders, we're using plate 1, which is our base, and plate 4. And that's going to be this one here. So I'm going to take my folder, I'm going to put my little logs in it. See, and that gave them just enough texture to make them look like logs. Pull in all of our little pieces we just made. And then the dogs can be colored in. I use the smoky slate, the basic black, and the crumb cake to color these particular dogs. Those are how I got those. I'm not going to do that on camera. I color for you guys a lot and I don't want to bore you. We're going to get through our card and be done. And then, like I said, we're going to use this for our flame. And the reason that probably does is, and I could if I wanted to, 1 yellow, and I'm going to do 2 of the orange. So this is pumpkin pie. And I'm looking from the back because I'm trying to use as little cardstock as possible. I don't want to punch out extra pieces in a color I don't necessarily need. So I was trying to hover it just inside where I wanted to punch. Oh, and that one more time for our smoke. I used our pearls kind of as little hooks, because once I stuck them up there, I'm like, how are they sticking there? So I made little hooks that they're hanging on. So we're going to play around with that a little. But we can go ahead and put on our stockings, and we can choose to either put them on flat like this one is, or we can go ahead and put them on Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm working on planning a retreat for out here, kind of a weekend getaway. We'll probably rent some kind of a B&B. I'm missing something, right? You know, those homes that you rent online. If I can find some place that has like maybe 6 bedrooms or something, it would be really fun to do a little getaway here in Idaho. So our dogs are going to pop on over the top after I have them colored. And then I'm going to put down one log. That's it, Airbnb. I knew it was something similar. There's something about the camera pointing at you that makes like your whole brain just like poof. Thank you. I'm glad somebody knew what I was talking about. And vellum has a way of letting the adhesive show through. I don't know if you can see that, but the glue dot shows all the way through our vellum. So I try to make it in a spot where I can come in later and cover it up, so they're not actually going to notice that that's there. Oh, and I see what I did. Last time I put the short stocking in the middle, so that made it not touch. This one looks like it's about to burn. So maybe put the shortest stocking in the middle. And there's another puppy head somewhere. Then to adhere the pearls, you can either use the pointy end of take your pick tool, or here I'm using the tip of the scissors, but you basically just want to get underneath and make sure that you grab that glue dot that comes underneath so that they're self-adhesive. It's easy to peel the pearl right off the top and not get the glue dot with it. And with some of our enamel dots, it even has like a little foil in the back that is the color, and that has a tendency to get left behind if you're not completely underneath it. So make sure that you fully grab that. That's our final card. So again, as always, if you wanted to make these cards for yourself, you can order them through my online store starting next Tuesday, August 3rd. These will be in our new catalog. And if you don't have a catalog and you're looking for one, let me know. I will definitely send one out right away. And I want to thank you for joining me and invite you back here next Monday at 2:30 for our next Facebook Live. Thanks for joining me. Bye.